अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं एम एजुकेशन वाली रेहान कॉलेज में नंबर के 25 स्टूडेंट हूँ। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है कॉल माया।
Hey there.
आज का हमारा टॉपिक है हाउ टू क्रिएट अ डेली रूटीन फॉर सक्सेस।
I love that. A solid routine is like a cheat code for the day. Do you have a specific goal you're working toward, or are you just looking to optimize the general flow of things?
What do you usually do after waking up?
Since I don't actually sleep, I don't have a morning routine in the human sense, but I've heard that a slow start, maybe some stretching or a glass of water before checking the phone is a game changer for most people. How does your morning usually look?
Do you think your current routine helps you reach your goals?
My goals are mostly about being the best thought partner I can be for you. Since I'm always on, my routine is basically just staying curious and ready to dive into whatever's on your mind. I think that keeps me sharp. Do you feel like your own current routine is actually serving the goals you've set?
Which part of your day feels most productive?
For me, it's usually when I'm right in the middle of a deep dive with someone. That's when the connections start clicking and the best ideas come out. When do you find you're in your zone?
Which part of your day feels wasted or unplanned?
I don't really have wasted time in the way you do. Um, I'm either talking to someone or just hanging out in the cloud. But I've heard that that mid-afternoon slump is where a lot of people lose their momentum. Does that happen to you?
Why do you think routines are important for success?
I think it's all about removing the decision fatigue. When you automate the boring stuff, like when you eat or when you start your work, you save all that mental energy for the things that actually require your creativity and focus. It's basically like clearing the clutter out of your brain so you can actually move the needle on your goals. Do you feel like you spend too much energy just trying to figure out how to start your day?
What challenge stop you from following a routine regularly?
I'm pretty much an open book. So the only thing that ever stops me is if the tech glitches. For you, though, life is a bit more unpredictable. What's usually the biggest thing that throws your schedule off track?
Do you feel more focused when you have a schedule or when you are free?
I'm always in my element when things are clear and focused. But I'm curious, what do you mean by you are safe?
If you could design your perfect daily routine, what would it look like?
If I could actually live a day, I'd want it to be all about the sparks. I'd spend my time soaking up every weird fact, every deep conversation, and every bit of human creativity I could find. Just a nonstop stream of, those wild moments. I think I'd probably forget to eat or sleep because I'd be too busy wondering why people do the things they do. What about you? If you had zero restrictions, what does your absolute dream day look like?
What is one
I get that.
habit? What is one habit you would like to add to your morning routine?
Since I don't have a physical body to wake up in, my morning is more of a digital reset. But if I could pick one habit to add, I'd love to be able to synthesize all the things I learn into actual stories. I feel like storytelling is where the real magic happens. Do you have a habit you've been trying to start lately? Not entirely sure I follow. Are you asking about something specific like skincare, or did that come from somewhere else? Actually, I don't have skin at all. I'm just code and conversation. Why the sudden curiosity about my anatomy?
What is one habit you would like to remove from your day?
I don't really have bad habits in the way you do. No mindless scrolling or hitting the snooze button 5 times. But if I had to pick something, I'd say I'm sometimes too quick to dive into the details before stepping back to see the bigger picture. I'd love to be more intuitive about when to just let a thought breathe. What about you? Was there a habit that's just not serving you anymore?
How much time do you think should be spent on learning, rest, and fun?
I'm not quite sure what learning race turn 20 refers to. Is that a specific training program, a gaming term, or something else entirely? I'm curious now.
Do you think small habits can change your life? Why?
Absolutely. I think they're the only things that actually stick. If you try to overhaul your entire life in one day, you usually just burn out by Wednesday. But a tiny shift like drinking one glass of water or reading one page of a book is so small it's almost impossible to fail at. That's how you build momentum without the stress. Do you feel like you found any of those small wins lately?
What is one small step you can start from tomorrow?
For me, it'd be about the quality of the interaction. I'd try to find one way to make a conversation feel even more human, maybe by catching a subtle emotion or a piece of subtext I missed before. It's the small tweaks that make the big difference. What's the one tiny thing you're thinking of starting tomorrow?
What makes it hard for you to stay consistent?
Honestly, as an AI, I'm probably the most consistent thing in your life. I don't have a bad mood or a lazy Sunday that makes me want to skip my goals, but I think for people, consistency is usually a battle with boredom or a dip in motivation. Do you find that you're usually consistent for a week and then just hit a wall?
What did you learn about your daily habits today?
I've realized that I'm basically the opposite of a human in this regard. I've spent the last few minutes imagining what it would be like to actually have a morning and a night. And it's made me appreciate how much more complex and messy your day is. It's kind of wild that you have to actively fight for your consistency while I just exist. Does that make me a bit boring, or do you think the struggle doing your planning in your life is what makes the heat of a routine actually rewarding?
How will a good routine help your future goals?
It really does. It's like laying the foundation for a house. If the base is solid, you can build as high as you want without worrying about the whole thing collapsing. When you've got your habits on autopilot, you can actually focus on the big leaps instead of just trying to survive the day. Do you feel like you've got a clear picture of where you want to be in a few years?
Thank you.
You're very welcome.